Good morning, Canadian Yarn Hoard. My name's Alyssa, and today we're just going to make this cute little ornament coaster, or you could put it on your tree as an ornament, but I'm going to make it as a coaster. If you are new here, thank you very much for coming. I very much appreciate it. If you're a returning viewer, thank you very much for coming back. I very much appreciate that. I'm going to do the quick spiel here. What I basically like to do is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I do a quick daily update of some bigger projects I have on the go. That way, something like TikTok and that has a more accurate, they don't really give an accurate guess and estimate of how long the projects take. They do a really quick, here's the yarn, here's the project, ooh, pretty done. And I think that can be very disheartening for some people. So I try to do a realistic view on that. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, I do project video like this, where it's something smaller. You can do it in about a day, probably a couple of hours. This one shouldn't take very long. I like to release them. I do think it's something people are very capable of doing. I would love to earn your like and subscription. I would love to hear from any questions, comments, or concerns you have below. I'm going to move you over to the overhead cam, and we are going to get started. So the yarn I'm using is this yarn from Bernat Premium. As you can see, there's a bit of a yarn barf going here. It is a 4 medium. It recommends a 5mm needle, a 5mm hook. It can be machine washed and dried. It is in a 95% acrylic with a 3% metallic. The top part, we're just going to do some gray. I have that's bundle up, just a secondary yarn kicking around. So how we're going to start this is we are going to start at the top here. And I'm pretty sure I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you're going to do 14 stitches and a chain. So you make your slip knot. And then, and then you're going to chain 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now I'm going to work on the back loops, and you're just going to single crochet 12. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4. I do apologize, it's black yarn, but I do want to see this in black with the sparkle. So you're just going to go all the way around. Now the next row, when you get there, you're going to add 2 stitches to each end, or 1 stitch, extra stitch to each end, I should say. So on the first stitch, you're going to do 2 single crochets in each first stitch. So we're going to start that in just a sec. And we're just going to go here. So now chain 2, turn, and in here you're going to do one single crochet, and then 2 single crochets, and then you're just going to go all the way across. And when you get to the last stitch, you're going to do the same thing in the last stitch. So now we're into the last one, and here we're going to do 2 single crochet here, and then you're going to chain 2, turn, and you're going to do that again. 1, 2, and now that should be the height you need it. So you just keep going down the rows. So this one will do the same row. So you're going to do 2 single crochets at the very last stitch as well. And then we're going to turn, and then we are going to start this next row. We're just going to do the same amount of stitches. I want 1 row not decreased, and then the next row we're going to start decreasing the first stitch at every row. So we're just going to continue on single crocheting. And this is just your regular, this is the only row where you're not going to increase or decrease. And this is a little bit of a larger coaster, I have to admit. It is a bit on the large side, but it will actually clean up any mess you have. So this one we're going to decrease. So that means grab the 2 stitches, 3 loops, do that together. And you're going to do the same thing for the end. So you're just going to decrease. And you're going to decrease each row now all the way to the beginning. So you just want to keep decreasing. And I think I did it all the way to 2 stitches. So we're almost to the end. There's 1 here and 1 here. And that's 2 stitches together. So now you're going to do the same thing for this one. And like I said, you're just going to follow this all the way down. And this is now going to be your finishing row. Is you're just going to keep going down by decreasing 2 stitches all the way across until you have 2 stitches on the ends. So I'll do 1 more row with you, and then I will come back when I've got the basic shape done. So here and here, and then 1, 2. So this will be the last row I show you, just because it's basically the same. You just want to decrease each row, and you're just going to work all the way around, all the way across, just by continually decreasing each row. Here's where you decrease. All right, I am going to come back when I'm finished, and I'll show you how I finish it off. Okay, so I have my pattern here. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to pull the yarn off, and I'm going to go to the start here. I'm going to grab my gray. So I'm going to come up 1, 2. We're going to come across. I know it doesn't look quite good yet, but we still got some details to do. So we're just going to do the top here. We're going to do 2 rows of the gray here at the top. And there is a reason I'm doing that right now. Oh, I'll do back for that. There we go. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we're going to go up 1 row. And we're going to just finish the gray off. And I wanted the gray to be incorporated, so I can finish this off first. And we're just gonna go up this one. So we have 3 rows here of gray, just to give you a little bit of gray at the top. And you're kind of decreasing, you're just not quite going to each end. You're not decreasing any, you're just kind of not grabbing that last stitch. So there, I'm gonna trim this off, and I'm going to tie this part in. And as I said, there is the reason I wanted to do that is so the gray was worked in before I got the black to go on the outside, because we're just going to outline it now with the black. Just gonna darn this in first. There we go. Through. There's my scissors. So I'm going to darn that one. We're going to darn this end in, because I do not want this end to make a matter while I'm working it. So I really do want to get it darned in. The one end I'm going to leave until I get the black tied into it. So I'm going to tie the black in just a sec. There's that. Tie that off. And then here's my black. I'm going to tie them up together. So that way I know they're both tied in. And now what I'm going to do is grab that right there, the loop right here. I'm going to work the two ends down as I go around my project. So we're just going to go around each stitch. This, in my mind, actually really helped finish it off and helped make it look really nice. If you have to do an extra stitch, do an extra stitch, because you do not want this pulling. So you want this as flat as you can get it. So if you have to, no big deal. Just gonna work that end in again, that tail end, as we go around. And this outline really does help to pull it together. I'm just going to trim that, get that out of there. And now we're just going to go around. Grabbing and placing stitches where you can find them. Not too far down the hook, so you don't want to make too long, too many spaces in between each stitch. Now we're going to get to the tip, and here we want to do 3 in the same hole. So 1, 2, 3. That's how you travel around the corner. If I did have to add an extra stitch around here because I could see that it needed it, I'll probably have to do it on this other end as well. But this is where it starts to really make it look better. And it starts to really take the shape of one of those Christmas ornaments in this shape. And it really makes it, in my opinion, look really good. And like I said, if you didn't want to make it quite as large, don't add as many stitches, and you could make this an ornament. So you could hang it, you could stuff it and make it a stuffed ornament. I will have a video showing how to take a circle and stuff it. So right here, I'm probably going to add a second stitch right on this one. And then you just grab them, work them in, and go right to the gray. And now trim, work that in, and you're done. You're pretty much done. So there is an ornament coaster. So I'm just gonna work this end in. Now I'm going to pull a little bit, just a tiny little bit, trim it, and then when I pull it straight, you won't see it. So there's that pattern. I hope to see you again. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.